morning, and how are you all today? I hope this video finds you all well and enjoying the peaceful time of Yuletide, Christmas, the holiday season, however you refer to it. I'm coming to you this morning to share a couple of oracle decks, and it's really nice to be able to add two oracles I've had my eye on for some time but have been humming and hawing about it, or about them. So they've just arrived now. I was very bedraggled when the doorbell rang. I was just sitting. I had a lie-in again today because I couldn't get to sleep last night, and my doorbell rang and I had to dress and hurry and dash downstairs to greet the postman. So I thought, as soon as it arrived, I thought, well, do you know, I'm going to do this video now and share it with everybody. But I've picked myself up a little mince pie, and I have made myself a cup of chocolate, rooibos and vanilla tea. Yeah, you heard me right, chocolate. And I'm just going to see if I can get, you can see the chocolatey tones in this cup of tea, and it's exceptionally hot. I do keep the bag in because with my herbal teas, I do find that the more flavour, the better. So people, let me just take a little sip. It's going to be scalding, I know, but I just can't wait to get the taste. You can really taste the chocolatey flavour in that cup of tea. Now, getting on to the oracle decks that arrived. Now, I know Christmas is coming and really I shouldn't be ordering anything at all. However, having seen these and thinking, right, I don't particularly want decks and that for Christmas this year, because I've got to the point where I feel when I'm drawn to a deck, then I'll buy it. I'm not just buying them for the sake of owning it. These decks I have looked at for some time. This first one in particularly, and the second one that I'm looking at, there is a set of them. So I really like the look of this particular one, and based on this, seeing how I feel with it will dictate as to whether I order the other three I think there is in this series. So the first oracle deck we're looking at is a deck created by one of my favourite oracle deck creators, and one of my favourites, the Sacred Traveller. It's Denise Linn. Now, Denise Linn has this way of about her her creations, where they draw you in, where you feel that you're transported into the card, where you can get the message from the card that is given to you, but you can also take an awful lot more meaning from it intuitively, in the sense that it speaks to you, the art speaks to you, the imagery speaks to you. It does for me. I can't, you know, that would be a little bit of a sweeping statement or a blanket statement, because not everybody would feel that with all works, but that's how I feel. Now let's have a look and see what this says on the back. Now, I haven't opened it yet, it's still in its, and this is the Denise Linn, the Sacred Forest. Now, I've been looking at this for some time, as I said, and I'm really quite happy to be able to open this and share this with you today. Sorry, got a tear in it. I don't want to damage the box. There we go. We'll pull that off there. And like I say, I've got quite a few decks of Denise Linn's, and I just feel that, clearly I don't know the lady personally, but I just feel that the work that she has created speaks to me on a gentle level, and it's gentle in the sense, whereas something like, say, my Mildred Payne oracle would kick me in the butt when I need it, Denise Linn's oracle decks give you the advice in a very sort of motherly way, in somebody who's right. You don't need speaking out harshly right now. You just need a little bit of a shoulder, and you need a little bit of guidance, you know. So the Sacred Forest Oracle: expand your consciousness and chart your own course through the vast mysteries and wonders of the sacred forest. Each of the 52 cards in this oracle deck is a special key that opens an energy portal into this mystical inner realm. The cards tap into natural forces and your own inner knowledge to shed light on long-sought answers to your most profound questions. And again, this would be lovely to actually take with you on a woodland walk, a little bit like I did with my Tarot of the Abyss. However, if you recall, if you watch that, every time I took the deck out, the wind would blow and the trees would sway. And I thought, maybe I misjudged this. This one needs to be read at home. So let's have a look. It's in a two-part box with the cutouts for the thumbs, and it's a nice sturdy box. Inside the box you have there, enter a secret dimension to discover the truth of your soul. And you know, I love woodland walks, I love being out in nature, I love walks on the seaside and the mountains. Oh, I'm easily pleased. And we have the box here, and sorry, the book here, sorry. Expand your conscience. So it says the same on the back of the book. Denise Linn is the best-selling author of 19 books translated into 29 languages. She has researched healing traditions from cultures throughout the world. She regularly gives seminars around the planet and appears extensively on international television and radio shows. That's very interesting. I didn't know that. So, it gives you a list of the names of the books that Denise has created. Now, inside this book, we have a note from the author about the sacred forest, bonus gifts, journey into the sacred forest, how to use the sacred forest oracle, methods of sacred forest card readings, entering the sacred forest in your dreams, and reading the signs in your life with your cards. So the first one, air spirit, knowledge, ancient oak spirit, strength. So it goes on and tells us what each of the cards are. Dive deeper into the vibrational energy of the sacred forest. Denise Linn has specially recorded 53 guided meditations to help you connect with the frequency of each card. How wonderful! To access this bonus content, please visit the address there and enter the product ID and download code as they appear below. That's fantastic. Thank you very much. That was totally unexpected. I didn't know that that was there. So Denise Linn, if ever you see this, which I doubt, but if you do, thank you. The book's really clearly written, and it gives you the title of the card, then the meaning of the card and the definition. And that's how it is all the way through. And let me just check here. We have some spreads here, Tree of Life spread. Oh, now that will be quite interesting. I wonder if doing a Tree of Life spread would fit in with working with ancestors and ancestors as well. That would be very interesting. I'll have a read of that. And when I start doing my ancestry work, which I'm going to leave till after the festive period because I've got a lot going on at the moment, then once I'm settled back down, back into sort of normality, so to speak, then I will see how this blends with my ancestry work as well, because I do feel that they could be quite a nice addition. So I'm just going to get this plastic here. There we go. That's quite heavily stuck. No marks on the cards, thank goodness. Now the cards are that cardboardy card, you know, like you would get with the Hay House, or it is a Hay House production, and sturdy, nice, and they're matte with a sheen. I love the backs. There's the backs. And with it being an oracle card, we don't look at reversals, etc. So there you go. So the first card we have, now I haven't, as you've seen, I've just opened, so I haven't read anything about these. So we have, the first card is Air Spirit, and it's knowledge. Air Spirit and knowledge. I love the colours and the way it's saturated into the background there. So that's really beautiful. And with air, spirit and knowledge, you know, knowledge is something that you pick up along the way. Knowledge is something that you study, learn, absorb. You know, it's in the air around you. You can learn something new every day just from your surroundings. This is the card that's on the front of the box. It's one that I really love because it's how I envisage magical forests in my own extremely active imagination. Ancient oak spirit is strength. You know, the wise old oak. There we go. Isn't that beautiful? The glow on the door is almost saying, you know, you know, it's like a light, an internal light shining out. It's beautiful. Aspen spirit, courage. And this card I love, And you're going to his I love, does she love every single card? Probably yes, but look at this. This really calls to me because of the blue butterflies. And you might ask, why? Why do those blue butterflies call to me? Well, a number of years ago, when I was first setting up my tarot Facebook page, I was having a stroll on the beach and I was humming and hawing whether I would or would not go ahead and create this space, this tarot space, this oracle space, somewhere where people of like minds can meet. It's before I got into YouTube. And actually, I should go back and do a little bit more on the page because I haven't done it for a long, long time. But I was talking to my dad, and my dad is, you know, in spirit now, and I was chatting away to him, and tarot and oracle decks, the esoteric, wasn't something that my dad was into. And I thought, you know, I know he would always say, oh, well, you know, when I would talk to him, oh, you know, me, I'm not into that. And yet there are things that have happened along the way when my dad's gone, okay. And I said to him, says, dear me, Dad, should I even be going this route? Is it for me? And I was actually on the beach. So it was all sandy. And as I said that, two beautiful little cornflower blue butterflies just flew around me. They didn't come near me and dash off. It's almost like they circled me and they sat down just right next to me and then they were off again. And that to me was like my dad saying, my dad loved the colour blue, he was an Everton supporter, and two little blue butterflies appearing. When I asked this question, I called my page Blue Butterfly. So this here, being courage, they gave me the courage to go ahead and put myself out in the public domain, which is something, it was the fact that I was stepping out of my comfort zone and into the public domain with topics that I know wouldn't necessarily sit well with a lot of people I know. And I thought, am I opening myself up for verbal abuse, for being a target or a point of ridicule? And I thought, well, do you know what? Good grief, you're now retired. You know, you've come through an awful lot. Who cares what people think? It's those that point the finger and laugh and walk away that you think, you know what, I'm glad you walked away because I don't need that negativity in my life. And neither do you. So if you're thinking of doing something and it's not what, you know, your average Joe will do, look on that card. Listen to the Aspen spirit. Take the courage and just be you. Bear spirit healing. The strength of the bear. That healing, because sometimes you need an awful lot of strength to overcome things and heal, whether it be through ill health, through emotional upset, etc., etc. Bee spirit prosperity. That is absolutely perfect with the bee is such a hard worker, you know, and from his hard work he prospers with his honey and what have you. Lovely. Bluebell fairy gratitude. Now, the springtime, the bluebells in the woods. This year I'll go quite early on when they're all blossoming, take some pictures and pop up a video of my walks. And we've got bluebird spirit of happiness. And that's what we've got to cling on to, is happiness, because there is a lot of negativity in the world at this moment in time. And so rather than knocking people down, find our happiness in helping build people up and building ourselves up. Be happy with who we are, not just what other people expect us or want us to be. Butterfly spirit transformation, and that is exactly what I did the minute I stepped into the public domain, out of my comfort zone. Crystal cave, trust. Absolutely. That looks like a nice amethyst wand there. Now, somebody on here, and I cannot recall who it was here on TarotTube, was talking about crystals and was talking about sleeping with a piece of amethyst under your pillow to help you with your dreams and a nice relaxed sleep and giving you clarity of thought both in your waking state and in your sleeping state. So I thought, oh, I'm going to give that a bash. And I have a nice piece about that size of raw cut amethyst. and I popped it under my pillow and it has remained there. And okay, last night I was very late going to bed and I was reading a book till all hours, so that didn't help my sleep pattern. However, since having done that, I have had peaceful night's sleep. I know I have dreamt. Only a couple of times I've been able to recall the dream, but I know from my feeling that, oh, when I wake up, I know I had a nice dream, but I couldn't tell you what it was about. So these messages are going to the back of my mind and they will come to the fore when they're needed. Daffodil fairy new beginnings. And daffodils are flower of Wales. Dragon power, look at that. Dragons as well, as strong Welsh dragons, daffodil carrying dragons. Dragonfly spirit change. Eagle spirit freedom. And you know, when you embrace you and when you embrace the things that you like in life, and as long as you are not causing anybody harm through unkindness, through being harsh, through mocking what they do, you know, you develop this level of freedom where, like I say, as long as you're not going out to hurt others and to just be nasty, but doing what you want to do in a nice way, in a calm way, and it does give you a real sense of freedom. Once you find that inside you, and you say, you know, I'm actually going to give this a go and just be me because this is me, it's actually really gives you that lifts a weight off your shoulders and makes you feel free. It brings its own difficulties. It does divide your life, change your life in the sense your friend groups might change. You might choose to lead a more solitary life, and you know, it's actually, like I say, it really does bring a sense of freedom. Earth spirit stability. Elves playfulness. Always keep that level of playfulness, because once you lose that and you stop seeing the world, not always, you can't do it 24/7 because then you'd be living in a bubble. But if you can keep within you the ability to see the world through playfulness and also through the eyes of a child or a you know, mischievous little elf, you'll constantly find happiness too. Enchanted fern grotto refuge. Yes. It's a little bit like our hermit, isn't it? Refuge, going inwards, taking that step back when things are a little tough. Fire spirit energy. I love that. Foggy bog patience. Absolutely. Forest temple enlightenment. Absolutely. Frog spirit renewal. And that's you know, renewal, changing, metamorphosis, going from our little frog spawn to tadpole to frog. Guardians of the land protection. And I love the silhouette of the stag. Hummingbird spirit joy. I really wish we got hummingbirds here. Could hang out hummingbird feeders. A friend of mine lives out in the USA and she puts pictures up of the hummingbirds eating from the feeders, and oh, it's so beautiful. Maple spirit generosity. That beautiful. Meandering pathway flow. And do you know something? I think I am due a meandering pathway stroll through the woods shortly, but we've had so much rain and it's so muddy. Moonlight enchantment magic. Mystic meadows sanctuary. Owl spirit wisdom. Pegasus transcending. Phoenix transmutation. Pine spirit purification. Rainbow waterfalls miracles. And again we have our butterfly. And you know, our butterfly is also a symbol of metamorphosis, changing from the little egg that's laid to our caterpillar in our cocoon and emerging as a beautiful butterfly. Raven spirit truth. Reflecting pool stillness. And I love that, because sometimes even using something like a mirror to reflect and sit quietly, to look inwards and to ponder. Secret spring success. Spirit guardian of autumn, letting go. Spirit guardian of spring, activation. Oh, absolutely. Spring, when everything is starting to come alive after its long sleep, where it's drowsing very slowly in a light nap to a deep sleep in the winter, and then spring, that awakening, that newness and that activity, the bees starting to buzz again, the flowers opening. It's just beautiful. And oh, spirit guardian of the summer, expansion, the fruit blossoming on the trees, everything at full, bountiful and beautiful. I do love the summer. Spirit guardian of winter, retreat, and we have a beautiful snow globe. I am a lover of snow globes. Stag spirit, leadership. That's so powerful. Standing stones, passage. Beautiful. In fact, I do need to take a trip to the Hill of Tara in Meath and see the standing stones there, because we have 2 hills of Tara and I climbed the wrong one. Starry night, acceptance. Storm spirit, chaos. This is a little bit like our Tower card in a tarot deck. Look at that. And sometimes we need that chaos to wash away negativity and things that no longer serve us. That storm in the forest here, if we look at that, that's going to pour down. It's going to wash away the dead leaves and debris from off the ground, and probably take away the odd branch or so that might be just a dead limb, making room for new growth. Thicket of thorns, uncertainty. Toadstools, growth. Nothing grows like a fungus type of plant, fungi. Unicorn, purity. Water spirit, manifesting dreams. Wild rose fairy, love. Willow spirit, flexibility. Wise woman of the grove, grace. And what I really like about this is our wise woman here is, you can see the spirit of, or the sort of ghostly figure of a Native American Indian. And that always does portray strength and wiseness to me, and would probably explain why I gel with people who practice shamanism, people who take on this shamanic mantle and in order to help others, because to me it does carry wiseness, strength and healing. Isn't that just beautiful? The way the sunlight filters through the trees, capturing the wise woman of the grove. See her here peering down, looking caringly over everything. Wizard of the wood, focus. Wolf spirit, family, absolutely. Only moving as quickly as our slowest member of our pack. Wood nymph, beauty. Now, isn't that just an adorable deck? I'm going to have a mash of the Tree of Life when, like I say, when I'm doing the ancestry work. Let's just see if there are other spreads there to look at as well. Just bear with me, sorry. Okay, there's a 3-card reading, a 1-card reading, which is a simple way to use your Sacred Forest Oracle to draw 1 card to address a single concern or to answer a specific question. Here are some questions you might like to consider asking yourself or the person for whom you're doing the reading. What inner or outer course of action is my soul suggesting I take to gain a positive solution from this situation? What quality do I need to nurture to promote within myself for the best possible solution? What is my greatest ally in resolving this concern? What do I need to work on? What do I need to heal? What message am I being given and why? Then you have 3 card readings. So card 1, blockage, card 2, healing, card 3, outcome. Then you have a different variation of that for past, present, and what the future will bring. You then have a 5-card spread, which is messages from your spirit guides. So messages from your spirit guides is something that I would actually use quite a lot. So with this particular one, our central card is number 1, then we have number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5. Almost like the start of the cross in the Celtic cross spread. So the first card, card 1, is a message from your higher self. This card represents you or the person for whom you're doing reading. Card 2 is message from heavenly beings. This card represents what the heavenly beings want you to know. Card 3 is message from Earth Spirit. This card contains a message from the divine Earth Mother and from all your animal, plant, tree and stone allies. Card 4 is a message from your ancestors. This card is a powerful missive from those who are connected to you through your heritage. This card contains a message from your relations who are in spirit. They want to support you on your journey in life. And then message 5 is a message from your future self. This card contains a message from who you are to become in the future. If only you could go back to your younger self and give that being advice and guidance based on what we have learned. This is that opportunity. And then we have the Tree of Life spread. So cards 1 to 4 are the roots. Lay 4 cards in a row from left to right. These 4 roots cards represent the underlying energy occurring right now in your mental body, physical body, emotional body, and spiritual body. Card 5 is the base card. Place 1 card above the centre of your root cards. The base of the tree is where you are right now in your life. Then cards 6 to 9 are the branches. Place 4 cards in a row from left to right above the base card. These 4 branches are where you are heading in the future in regard to your mental body, physical body, emotional body, and spiritual body. Okay, so that's very, very interesting. And then we have a 4 direction spread. So this is the east, south, west, and north. So card 1, we start with the east. Then we go to the south, then we go to the west, and then we go to the north. So the east is the place of the sun rising and representing springtime. This card reveals what's beginning in your life, what needs to begin, and what you need to search or explore. Card number 2, being the south card, represents the sun and summertime. This card reveals what is expanding in your life. That is what you should be growing and working towards. Card 3 is the West card, representing the setting sun and also the season of autumn. This card reveals that you are harvesting or gathering. It can also represent what you need to release or clutter clear out of your life. And then the North card, which is card 4, the North representing the dark of night and the season of winter. This card reveals what you need to consolidate or nurture. It also tells you what you need to repair or heal. This is one that I am going to be doing very soon with my tarot. However, I may choose to see what this new deck has to tell me for my 1 year spread. And in that you use 13 cards. And it's a wonderful spread to do any time of year, but it's especially helpful on New Year's Day, the solstices or the equinox. So that's amazing. It's set out just like that. Okay, and you can read about it there. I won't go through it because that's quite a long one. And this also looks at working on your dreams. Okay, and reading signs in your life, messages of the cards. So people, I have to say, I'm mightily impressed with this particular deck. I'm going to stop this video now. I'm going to make a separate video for the second Oracle deck. So I will see you in a minute. I hope you have enjoyed this walkthrough, this unboxing and walkthrough, and this little look at the Sacred Forest Oracle by Denise Linn. And it's yet another beautiful Oracle deck created by Denise to add to my collection. There you go, just to let you know that's it. Denise Linn, the Sacred Forest Oracle. I'm sorry, I don't have a camera that's above so I can spread them out. I need to have a look. Now, that could be on my wish list. Take care, everyone. Have a good day.